Hey guys, Mr. Jenkins here with just a real quick video. This is not like a new lesson, but rather kind of an extension of what we've learned so far in section 6.1, which is about solving systems by graphing. Okay, so anyways, we're going to go ahead and kind of take a different approach to what we've been doing, which is graphing these by hand. And we're going to use a little bit of technology to aid us in our efforts. All right, so just to kind of walk you through, like if I wanted to graph this top equation by hand, well, I guess just before I get too far into it, remember what we'd want to do is graph both of these lines and see where they cross, and that point of intersection is my solution. So that's a real key concept that you need to know and understand. But anyways, what I would need to do here is just get y by itself by dividing everything by -2, and then I have a y equals mx plus b equation. But here I'd have a little bit more to do. And you'll see on this worksheet, when you look at it, not any of these I don't think are already in slope-intercept form. So this is a good time to learn another way, okay? And what we're going to be using is a free graphing calculator that's called Desmos.com. Okay, so you'll just type just what you see there, Desmos.com. And then I suggest you sign up and make an account. It takes like 2 seconds. You can just sign in with Google, and then you can save graphs. But you don't ever have to make an account. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my graphing calculator now that I'm at the home screen. I'm just clicking graphing calculator. And it's just going to bring up this blank coordinate grid, okay? And then these lines you can type in, all right? So this is where you would type the top equation. -8 minus x equals -2y. You don't have to worry about solving for y. And then you'd hit enter to bring up another line, or you could hit that plus thing right there, and then you would type 3 equals -y minus 3x. Okay, I've gone ahead and done both of those, so I'm going to just pull that up. But you can see I typed it just like it was. -8 minus x equals -2y. 3 equals -y minus 3x. I did not solve for y. I didn't do any work. I just typed these in. And now I want to see where they cross. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful because sometimes this will zoom in kind of in weird ways. Here, I think I'm counting by ones, but it's always nice to click on one of the lines, which I'm going to click on the blue line, and then it'll bring up that intersection point so we don't miss it from making a silly mistake. So the answer to this, or the solution to this system, is -2, +3, -2, +3. So let's talk about how we can do an accurate graph based on what we see here. Okay, if we had like a Math Excel problem. All right, so we already know the answer is x is -2, y is 3. That's that point of intersection. Now, how can we produce a good graph? So one point that we know we can use for both lines is -2, +3. So I'd probably graph that line. And then probably just like another point off of each line, right? And I would probably prefer the y-intercept. So for my red line here, it looks like my y-intercept is 4. For my blue line, my y-intercept is -3. So there you go. That's all you need to produce a good, nice, accurate graph to where you can get full credit on a test or Math Excel, and you didn't have to do too terribly much work to get that. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to be working with here today. All right, so let me just do one more, and I'm going to leave the rest of these for you guys. Okay. All right, so my next example, -8 plus 4y equals 3x, and -16 equals 6y. Or sorry, 6x minus 8y. I've gone ahead and done that typing as well. I'll pull that up and see what it looks like. Okay, so this one may be just a little bit confusing because, you can see I typed in both equations, -8 plus 4y equals 3x, -16 equals 6x minus 8y, but I only see one line, right? So let's see what happens if I click on the line, if anything happens. You see all those dots? Those are just points of intersection, okay? So you also could zoom out a little bit just to see if maybe they intersect somewhere down the line. And, you can zoom way out if you want. But no matter how far you zoom, you're just going to see one line because those are the same line, okay? So in this case, I'm going to zoom back in so I get a good graph here. I want to know what N is and what B is, and I'm too far zoomed out to tell right now. All right, so it looks like B is 2, and then M is going to be. Let's see if we can get another good point. Well, that might be tricky. Do we see another corner point anywhere? I don't know if we're going to find another corner point. Well, we may have to solve one of those for y because it's not obvious. Or sorry, yeah, we may have to solve one of them for y because it's not real obvious what the slope is. I don't think the answer is IMS. Let me see if I could just maybe solve this top one for y. So let's see. Looks like the slope's going to be 3/4. I go up 1, 2, 3, and over 4. Okay, so there we go. So there's another corner point. I just couldn't see it because it was covered up. If I go down 3, left 4, so there you go. Then my slope is 3/4. So I will just make another point, down 3, left 4, which actually puts me on my x-intercept. Oh, my y-intercept was 2. That was my mistake. All right, so we can see that the y-intercept is 2. We can actually see that the x, or no, we can't. So then we kind of try to find another corner point. Looks like maybe there's one there, one there. So just make sure the slope is the same. Up 3/4. Down 3/4, so it looks like my slope is 3/4. So I'm going to go down 3, left 4, and then I'm not sure on MathXL that may make you graph that line twice. I'm not really sure how they do those IMS ones, but this is how the graph looks. 2 equations that make the same line is always going to be an IMS. Okay, and yeah, so that's kind of the worksheet on the first view. You have to graph. On the last couple, you don't even have to graph. Okay, you're just looking for, is this point the point of intersection? All right. So this worksheet again is all about practicing on using Desmos to help you to be able to solve systems. All right. So it's going to be nice in the rest of the chapter to be able to, know your answer before you really even start to work. So that is kind of a little mini lesson, a little extension of 6-1 for you there.